Hello, dear friends. The more leaks come out, the more we realize we know almost nothing. Opinion piece. A strange Musk-Trump dispute. Multiple chessboards. Fog of irregular warfare. Sixth generation warfare. Control of space and time. Time will reveal the truth. Creation of diffuse armies. Use of unconventional means. A fight without defined fronts. Timelines and parallel realities. France is running out of money. Trump says Musk lost his mind. Let's start. The current confrontation between Musk and Trump has escalated to a level of serious accusations and political and economic consequences. But it could be part of a fifth-dimensional chess match, according to several analysts. It would be a part of a sixth-generation war where sovereignties are taking control through internal clashes within governments, although there is no direct evidence of a coordinated conspiracy between the two. Elon Musk has openly criticized President Trump's budget bill, who in turn has threatened to cancel government subsidies and contracts with the businessman's companies. This conflict reflects a power struggle within the Republican core and the technocratic establishment, with potential repercussions for the economy, politics, and the image of both. Hybrid conflict. We are witnessing a sixth-generation war, and Elon Musk plays another important role in the operations, according to the Storm Rider. In his view, Elon Musk was breaking with the original plan by communicating to intelligence agencies that a unique event was coming. Then came Elon Musk's black eye last week, which was just a simple stage show for the ship, because joining the black eye club means you are being blackmailed or extorted by the cabal. The theory of sixth-generation warfare refers to a type of hybrid conflict that encompasses not only the military but also the economy, information, culture, and internal politics, seeking to destabilize countries from within through information control, media manipulation, and the creation of internal divisions. According to Mike Adams, with the strange dispute between Elon Musk and Trump taking center stage, it is important to understand that a separatist civilization already exists on planet Earth, possessing exotic, hidden, and advanced technology, including extremely high-density energy sources and weapons that use that energy. It is possible that the rupture of both leaders could signal a much larger movement by this separatist civilization to change the world, driven by advanced weapons, robotics, teleportation, tunneling, and anti-gravity propulsion systems. A strategy. According to Lorenzo C., Trump may be playing fifth-dimensional chess. The confrontation with Musk could be the smartest move he's ever made. It would be part of a sixth-generation war where sovereigntists are taking control through internal government clashes. We are witnessing the final cleansing of the old banking system to make way for the new financial system. Translated into street language, sources suggest that the apparent confrontation between Musk and Trump is false, and that the true objective of this setup is the so-called Big Beautiful Bill, with which sovereignties would take control of the planet. The so-called Big Beautiful Bill integrates blockchain technology into financial systems to improve transparency and security. That is, they would talk about the QFS without naming it. This bill includes the Genius Act, which is related to the global financial reset. This act activates the Stargate artificial intelligence to take control of the government and thanks to that stop the corruption of the global banking system. It would also take control of all military operations to prevent any type of war worldwide, and would also have the power to shut down electrical systems to impose peace. The Genius Act is a new regulation whose main objective is to establish a clear legal framework for the issuance, support, and operation of stable coins, which are cryptocurrencies pledged to the value of fiat currencies, primarily the dollar. The Stargate artificial intelligence is related to the Golden Dome, which is related to the QFS quantum financial system. The Stargate project is an artificial intelligence initiative to build a massive network of high-performance data centers and advanced computing systems capable of supporting artificial general intelligence models and other cutting-edge applications. The Golden Dome is a next-generation space-based global missile defense system for neutralizing long-range missiles and advanced threats. It combines land, sea, and space technologies, including hundreds of satellites equipped with sensors and missile interceptors or lasers to detect and neutralize threats in real time, including hypersonic and long-range missiles. The system would operate automatically with artificial intelligence and early warning systems. Background: Storm Rider reveals that Elon Musk never created Tesla. It was granted to him through military operations. Musk holds a high-level security clearance. Most of his wealth and prestige were created through military operations. No one abandons their white hat intelligence operations to take down Black. We are seeing very important chess moves. Time will reveal the truth. All of this is part of the fog of irregular warfare, and it had to be that way. The Storm Rider recalls that President Trump gave Elon Musk hundreds of millions in military contracts through FBI-directed cash paddle. Then Trump and Musk parted ways in 2017 in a public fake-out scenario. But Musk continued under the Trump administration and the Department of Defense as the world's largest private contractor. Then Musk voted for Biden and was a Democrat. Then it was said that it was all fake and that Musk would acquire Twitter, change the social media landscape, and dedicate himself to exposing the health crisis. And then Musk would join forces with Trump and eventually work in his administration or on his auditing operations at the DOJ department. What the Storm Rider is saying right now is that the White Hat Coalition is orchestrating events related to Epstein saga. The real truth is that Elon Musk has been conducting global operations with the Space Force since 2021, dismantling weapons of mass destruction, biological laboratories, and more. What you are not aware of are living superintelligent computers that run on light and plasma energy sources in a quantum field. They have the technology to bend and control the space and time. These are highly intelligent operations that are taking place right before our eyes, unseen. Therefore, the Storm Rider reiterates that we are witnessing sixth-generation warfare and advises us to enjoy the show. What we are currently seeing is a show staged for the endgame. Definition: sixth-generation warfare is a concept that describes a type of modern multidimensional conflict, where traditional engagements are only part of a much broader set of strategic actions. It is characterized by being a diffuse, holistic war without clear boundaries, in which the main objective is to destabilize and weaken the adversary in every possible way, economic, political, social, cultural, media-based, and technological. Sixth-generation warfare is based on the doctrine of permanent war or war without limits, which seeks to destroy the old international order, create necessary enemies, and fragment adversaries. It is a war that transcends the military to encompass all possible disruptions in all spheres of life, with the goal of defeating the adversary. Sixth-generation warfare is a struggle without defined fronts. There is no traditional battlefront or clearly identifiable enemy. The adversary can be diffuse, invisible, or blend into the civilian population. It is a permanent struggle that is not limited by time or space. It can be waged in times of peace or war, and in any sphere of social life. It is characterized by the use of unconventional means, tactics such as economic, media, cyber, psychological, cultural, financial, and environmental warfare are employed, in addition to direct actions. The objective is to affect the economy, currency, supply networks, production, cultural, ethical, and moral values, institutions, and political leaders. In this type of warfare, all possible vulnerabilities of the adversary are exploited, from the financial system to social media and natural resources. The goal is to influence public perception, awaken the adversary's legitimacy, and non-state groups, militias, social movements, and even organizations are trained, financed, and utilized. 5D chess. Fifth-dimensional chess is an innovative variant of traditional chess that introduces elements of time travel and multiverses, creating a complex and multidimensional game system. Developed by Connor Peterson and ThinkSpace LLC, it combines classic rules with mechanics that allow pieces to move not only in space, but also across different timelines and parallel realities. Unlike conventional chess, this variant prioritizes tactical creativity over memorization of openings, as the infinite temporal possibilities make pre-established patterns difficult. 5D chess pieces can travel to the past or future within the game, creating alternative timelines. For example, an advanced pawn in the present can generate a new universe where its position affects subsequent moves. Each move in time generates a new parallel board, forcing players to consider threats and strategies in multiple dimensions simultaneously. A checkmate can occur in any active timeline, even if the king is safely in other realities. The game becomes exponentially more complicated as timelines accumulate, requiring long-term planning and adaptation to chaotic scenarios. It includes modes against the artificial intelligence, the option of 6 boards instead of 8, and checkmate challenges in different dimensions. The interface displays timelines as overlays, visualizing how each move alters the flow of the game. Full thought summary. Now the Earth is heading toward a new Cambrian explosion, the evolutionary equivalent of a nuclear explosion. This time, silicon-based life will be able to join the party in harmony with carbon-based life, but without controlling it. We also hope that the secret space program people will come out and give us access to technology like space travel, virtual immortality, and so on. We'll find out soon enough. The Chinese have finally agreed to stop funding the American corporation and are expecting its collapse. We have heard this many times, and the problem has been postponed, but this time it seems different. Historian Victor Davis Hanson points out that Moody's, the bond rating agency, for the first time in its history since 1917, has downgraded the US government's credit rating. It didn't do so during the 2008 crisis. It didn't do so during the Great Depression. It didn't do so during 9/11. He argues that history shows that the US would now have only three options: steal public money, initiate hyperinflation, or denounce the debt. In the past, any of these options led unavoidably to regime change. Incidentally, it's not just the US that's bankrupt. It has dragged most of the West down with it, forcing its allies to declare bankruptcy to keep its hegemony afloat. France's State Audit Office, the Court of Accounts, has issued stark warning about the country's social spending, projecting an impending liquidity crisis. France is running out of money. Auditors warn that the state has lost control of social spending. The IMF is demanding cuts. Cutting the budget isn't going to help either. Tariffs aren't going to help either. In May, tariff increases generated a record of $23 billion in revenue. That's $276 billion a year. Impressive, but far from what's needed. Furthermore, tariffs would destroy competitiveness. No wonder President Trump has suddenly, instead of trying to live within his means, put forward a big beautiful budget that would increase the deficit by $3.8 trillion at once. If you look at the details of the budget, it seems to be counting on artificial intelligence to produce unlimited money. This big beautiful bill says that AI will replace the government and that no government official will be allowed to interfere with AI for the next 10 years. Remember the floating magic money computers discovered? Many in the Pentagon, the State Department, and the Treasury. Hundreds of trillions of dollars were transferred around the world, unrecorded for clandestine projects and secret space program operations. Money created out of thin air. They had to forget it, as it would have collapsed the global financial system almost immediately. Incredible. It has been reiterated time and again why Russia left its strategic bombers unprotected on the runway. Because it is a requirement of the New START treaty, signed in 2010 and extended until February of next year. The new treaty stipulates that strategic bombers must be visible to national technical means of verification, such as satellite imagery, to allow its surveillance by the other side. Therefore, its status must always be verifiable. There is no possibility of a surprise first strike. This operation alone destroyed what until now was a decent relic of the Cold War, preventing the start of World War III through a simple mechanism. The recklessness is colossal. Therefore, it's no surprise that the highest echelons of power in Russia, from the Kremlin to the security apparatus, are working frantically to determine whether Trump was aware of it or not, and if he wasn't, who gave the final green light. Breaking news. The fight between Trump and Musk in the media spotlight. Trump says Musk has lost his mind and is not interested in dialogue for now. Trump promises an evaluation of Musk's government contracts and subsidies. Trump threatens to cut Elon Musk's contracts, who responds by linking him to Epstein. Epstein's lawyer says Trump had nothing to do with the case. Trump warns of very harsh sanctions against Russia and Ukraine if the war does not end. Zelensky wanted to send a message to Trump with his attacks on Russian airfields. Trump's core group despises Zelensky for attacks on Russian airfields and calls for his support to be withdrawn. Russia confirms a large-scale attack on Ukraine's military infrastructure. Putin rejects a possible ceasefire and a summit with Zelensky over the attacks. Russia patents technology to launch drones from a space station. Israel launches its worst bombings against Beirut in half a year of ceasefire. The US vetoes a UN resolution to facilitate the entry of humanitarian aid into Gaza. In Europe, a British mayor doesn't speak English. In Rotherham, United Kingdom, the local council has just installed a Pakistani mayor who doesn't speak English. Housing prices in Spain rose 12.2% in the first quarter, its largest increase in 18 years. Americas. Remittance in Mexico fell more than 10% in April. A 6.4 magnitude earthquake struck Chile, leaving thousands without power. The Bolivian government estimates losses of $41.6 million due to blockades in support of Evo Morales. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.